The year is 2005 and you just bought your brand new Ultra Wizard ATX mid-tower case with features like USB 2.0 built in along with Firewire, tons of 5 1/4 bays for CD drives and so much more. And you also just got your Intel Core 2 Duo E6600 dual core and ATI Radeon 9600 with a whopping 64 megabytes of VRAM. And now you just gotta throw all those parts inside, creating the ultimate gaming monster. Guys, it's 2025, but this PC case was never opened since 2005, so we're gonna be building a modern PC inside with some flair, some modern performance, but first, a word from today's sponsor, Jawa.
Finding good price parts for a gaming PC or even buying a pre-built doesn't have to break the bank, and it definitely shouldn't be stressful. That's where today's video sponsor, Jawa.gg, comes in. Jawa is a community marketplace built specifically for gamers and PC enthusiasts. Unlike sketchy auction sites or random social media groups, Jawa is designed around trust and transparency, so you can buy and sell with confidence. Every listing is reviewed, and every transaction includes buyer protection, so you're not left guessing. Plus, the community makes the platform even better. You can actually chat with sellers, ask questions, and feel good about whatever you're buying. On Jawa, you'll find everything from graphics cards and processors to fully custom-built gaming PCs, and at some pretty amazing prices. Earlier today, I was shopping around and I found this Asus TUF Gaming RTX 5070 Ti for just $720. That's $280 cheaper than what they are new on Amazon. The best part is you can use code TOASTY10 to save 10% off your first order up to $10 to save even more money. Big thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
So guys, this is gonna be a hype sleeper gaming PC, and what we're gonna be starting off with is the Ryzen 5 9600X 6-core 12-thread. This is like the best bang for buck CPU out there. We're not going for 5090 level sleeper here. We're just going for, honestly, way better than those specs I mentioned in the intro. This thing is going to be great for 1080p and 1440p gaming. Now, based on my subtle amount of research about the Ultra Wizard case, which I actually have not seen yet, we have this Thermalright black 120mm V3 liquid cooler. We normally don't recommend 120mm liquid coolers. Usually we just say go with a tower cooler, but I don't really know the depth of this case, and I know that it has a spot for a 120 in the back, so that's the plan. This liquid cooler will cool our 9600X in the back, and you know, it was a pretty cheap cooler. This was actually $34, which sounds wrong for a liquid cooler now that I'm really looking at it, but that's cheap and I'm happy with it. Now we got the cheapest 9060 XT 16 gig we could find at the time of recording this video. This right here is the Sapphire Pulse 2-fan 9060 XT, but it's the 16 gig model. So 16 gigs of VRAM, good future, good upgrade. Good, yeah, it's got a good college tuition, it's got a good bright future, but it's just a little 2-fan card, and honestly, I don't want to try to shove a 3-fan in this case because in a minute you'll see, I don't think it's that big of a case, and also there's massive 5 1/4 inch floppy disk bays in it, so it probably can't fit a big card. Now, originally I planned for a B650, but Amazon once again delivered us a used product for our new $130 motherboard. So now we have a Gigabyte B850 Gaming X Wi-Fi. I think these are like 169, give or take.
180, I'd say.
Are they 180?
Yeah.
Maybe closer to 180 even. So, hey, the build price has just gone up. But originally I planned for this board basically, but in the B650 variant, they're gonna work just the same, just fine. But full ATX, because this case should be a full ATX case, but we will find out. I told Jonah no mods, and then we're gonna have to mod like everything to make this work. Now, I always give you guys this disclaimer for this RAM, because this is good stuff. It's DDR5, it's 6000 megahertz, it's RGB, but it is only 16 gigs. It is at least dual channel though, so it's 2 sticks. They'll be able to work together in dual channel, but it's free. We got this with the CPU. By paying $205, you get free RAM. I understand that a lot of people are like 16 gigs only. Buy yourself a 32 if you want. I just really like doing the free option because RAM is so easy to upgrade anyways. Now for $57, we got the Klevv Cras C910. This is a 1 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe. Pretty quick, and they're cheap. I mean, $57, you really can't beat that. Now you guys know we started to really like these power supplies. For $50, you can buy these Rosewill VSB 650s. These like just came out. Before the tier list even claimed that they were C tier, we were already kind of adopting them and trying them out because they have a lot of good features. They have ATX 3.0, they're semi-modular, all black cables. They have, you know, certain bragging rights like Japanese capacitors, a good warranty. So very luckily, they were rated C tier, and for $50, it's a really nice design. You can't beat that type of power delivery. Now, this right here is unnecessary. This was $45, which is kind of goofy that I think about it, but I don't know what it is. Every time I do a sleeper, I have to add some modern amenities. I just think that kind of makes it cool. It's like a resto mod in a way. So this right here is a 5 1/4 inch USB hub. So it has things like audio, it has USB 3, it has USB-C, and it plugs straight into the motherboard. So this is originally where you would have put like an old DVD drive or an old floppy disk drive, but now we got modern stuff. So instead of your case only having USB 2 in the front, you'll actually have some modern stuff, which $45, speaking of that, the case was $130. Now, that's expensive actually. I was gonna say, that's expensive for a case, especially one this old, but The really cool part about it is the fact that supposedly this case was never used. I don't know if it's like unopened or not. It should be in the original box though. I guess we'll find out. Because like I said, you guys have seen the B-roll. I have not seen this case yet. I just wanted a cool intro. So the B-roll is being filmed after the fact here. So you guys are seeing the case for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, there's the top. It's
There's
just
the
right
top.
there.
It didn't look promising, I'll be honest. It looked kind of rough.
A little weird. Yeah, so it's crazy to think that someone bought this back in, I mean, I don't know if it was 2005 or not, but someone bought it a long time ago and they just let it sit. I don't really know the story behind it. It is funny, I'm doing that Facebook Marketplace challenge and so many of the parts I've been buying have been new because of the same thing. People are like, oh, I bought just the case. I bought just the power supply because I was going to do a build, but then I saw how expensive everything else was. And I'm like, do people just like not like research ahead of time?
Well, it's also probably a thing where people are like getting parts in from you know, like for like gifts and stuff, and they're slowly building it up and they just kind of give
Like
up.
your brother?
My brother, yeah, he has $400 of parts and he just decided to give up.
Dude, all right, so this is pure 2005 nostalgia right here. This is, I mean, Jonah would have been a measly 5 years old, just starting to walk. I think he would have been walking by then, actually. Let's just go over some of these cool features. So number one is, you could get this case, by the way, in the UV version, which the side panel would be see-through. I wish I could have gotten that one, but it just wasn't an option. So ATX mid-tower case, it's sleek, locking front panel. So it has one of these swing out designs, which you don't really see very often anymore. It features 9 drive bays, 4 external and 5 internal, plus a large front panel vent system. Hey, that was big for its time, having any front ventilation up front. Like that was a feature of the time, having up front USB ports and FireWire. I wish cases did this now. You know what I mean? Like, this is good advertising that tells you everything you need. Look at this, the top selling gamer case of all time. The Ultra Wizard mid tower is pure eye candy. Wow, that's quite it. Ooh, what is that? Can be locked for security. We'll have to see how that goes. So you can see here, this is where our 120 should go. I'm wondering, does it come with? Yeah, dude, it comes with a universal like IO shield. Which is kind of funny. Look how old this is. We have 2 USB 2s with some basic audio ports, a printer that's called a parallel port.
Wait, is that even, is that Ethernet instead, actually?
That might be Ethernet. It's hard to, it looks like USB almost, but it might be, that symbol is Ethernet. So that would make sense. So there's no USB probably, which is crazy to think about. And yeah, I mean, on the back here, look, they even show this. The side panel has that, like the spot for the CPU fan, where if you had the OG stock fan, it would kind of blow air into it. I'd love to know down below though, we were trying to research Ultra Wizard and I couldn't find much about it. I don't think it's a company anymore. Maybe they got bought out, I don't know. It's crazy, I just broke the tape for possibly the first time. So this is, how old? I mean, 20 years. 20 years it's been inside this box. This feels like I'm unveiling history, and it feels right too. I'm not unveiling it to like break it. I'm unveiling it to be used in a modern day way. It's not like we're gonna put old parts in it to make a build that nobody's gonna touch, honestly. This is like, oh, I see the key in the front. All right, I'm loving the color scheme too. We got a purple case. You know, I was talking about that on stream earlier, where there's not a lot of companies that really do a lot of quirky color schemes anymore. Everybody just wants black and white.
Except Thermalright.
Thermalright, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out. They do a lot of really cool colors.
You know what crazy? An Ultra build.
Dude, get a close up on this paint.
Case.
This is really cool.
Okay.
It almost reminds me of like a car flaked paint. Like it has a little bit of like sparkle to it, kind of. Very cool. This is crazy. I mean, yeah, genuinely. Everything they show in the packaging. Look, it has the IO shield, which I don't know if maybe IO shields, I'm not quite old enough to know. Maybe some of you guys can let me know. Were IO shields like kind of universal at one point? It's just weird that came standard with that case.
Oh, looking at it now, there is USBs.
Or in an Ethernet up top, which is a punch out.
You gotta punch it out.
2 USB 2s. All right, so what's cool about this is we do have a front and rear panel, so you can actually remove this panel. Not that it gives you much. If you can see in there, almost no room for cable management. That was extremely common back then. A lot of these didn't even come off because they were like, what's the point? You don't need to go back there. Yeah, large 120 mil spot area that should fit our cooler just fine. Now what's cool about this is if you look in here, you can see there that tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
You can take that off and you can put, I think it's a 90 or 92 millimeter fan there, which I'm not really gonna do. I probably will take that plastic piece off because it might be in the way. This is cool though, I like that. And it is all steel. There is, besides the front being a little plastic, but let's go ahead and open it up and then we'll check out the front too. This is back before you had a separate basement, you know. It was actually a long time before. I don't think they really started doing like the whole basement, you know, thing for power supplies until, I mean, 2010s really. Dude, look, it comes with keys.
That's cool, yeah. And it's got like a nice primer gray inside. Nice.
Yeah, it actually is, yeah. Not just bare metal. Look at that. It tells us how to plug stuff in. A little bit of sticky residue behind. All right, I just need to see these keys though. I'm like super excited. I didn't even realize it had a spot for keys. This is back when people cared about their security.
Oh yeah, there's a little slot right there on the
So here's
right.
that. That's our FireWire and USB, which people were making fun of Matt and I. They're all mad because we didn't know what FireWire was. Like, I don't know. I never used FireWire. So it goes in one of these. Oh, there we go. Ooh, surprisingly satisfying.
There it is.
Yep, so here's our little punch out. They're plastic tabs you can remove. That's where our little secret drive, which that's cool. We'll be able to hide our modern amenity of that new drive bay. This right here is a 3.5-inch bay that was typical floppy disk size. And you can buy, like these things, you can get them in different sizes and different shapes. You can, they have LCD panel ones, so we could do like an LCD panel or like a GIF or temperature readout. Look at this, power button. And then I think that'd be reset switch there, looks like. Yeah, this is cool. This is a very cool case. I'm digging it. I see why it was the #1 sold case. It's got some good upgradability to it. It even has rubber right here. I guess that'd be for like an EATX board to sit on top of.
It says it on the box what types of motherboards it supports, and there was a good amount of options.
Huh. Anyways, we have talked about this case for like incredibly long. Very sorry about that. This is going to be sick. I'm excited to build this. Hopefully it'll be way easier than a lot of the other sleeper builds we've done. Let's go ahead and start building. Guys, the PC is built, and let me tell you, this thing is a sleeper. I mean, once you got this side panel on, you almost can't even tell if there's some modern technology in there besides that little ominous glow coming from it. So there was definitely some challenges, more than I thought, because although this thing is really just an ATX tower, there's definitely some older technologies on it that made things a little bit more difficult. Number one was the fact that the AIO could not fit back here. No matter what I tried, there was no way to get it to fit. even with modification, it would have been ridiculous, honestly. So of course we ended up putting it up front in the 5.25-inch bay area. We basically took PCIe break-off lanes that have holes in them that are from other builds, and we bent them 90 degrees, put bolts through them, bolts and nuts, and then we were able to screw in the IO, and it is extremely sturdy. It feels like it's basically factory, and let me tell you, the temps, they're going to surprise you. I think they'll actually be really good. That looks pretty good, fine and dandy. We have basically airflow coming in through here, and of course, when you open up the front here, there goes our key. You can actually see we took out these extra bay blanks here so that then we can get maximum airflow, because this actually is perforated in the front here, so you can actually get some airflow through. Now that was probably the hardest part of this entire build. Oh, also the IO shield, that one that you guys saw that came with the build, it was literally built in. Like, I'm talking a part of the case, it was cut out as a blank. So I did have to take the Dremel. It wasn't a lot of work, but that is something that a lot of people at home may not have. But it was pretty easy for me. It only took about 3 minutes to Dremel it out. Now we also added a 90mm fan in the front. It's an ID cooling thin 90 or 92mm ARGB fan. They're really cheap. It looks sick. It's bringing in a little extra air. We added a ARGB 120mm in the back, just held in with 2 fan screws right now. And then power supply mounting was standard, motherboard mounting, all this stuff was pretty standard. Cable management, you can see, pretty darn good, especially for a case that you can barely work in the back of it. We did modify the power LED so that it actually does work, and on top of that, we added a PCIe extension because with the power supply being all the way up here, trying to run it neatly, we did not have enough length, so we just added a cheap, basically $5 extension. So altogether, this build is a little over $1,000, which not too bad for a sleeper build. So let's go ahead and benchmark this bad boy and see how the temps and the FPS is. Guys, we are playing Fortnite, everybody's favorite esports battle royale, of course. And I'm gonna find a safe spot here. We're playing Fortnite Blitz, very smaller map, but very hectic. We're actually playing 1440p, so keep in mind, about 1.5 times more demanding than 1080p. We're actually running ray tracing, running epic view distance, medium settings on DX12, so we ain't doing no performance mode, no pro settings. We're running like good looking settings today at 1440p, which honestly, this card, totally 1440p ready. Is it my first choice for 1440p? Not necessarily, but if you're on a little more of a budget, totally. It's a totally acceptable card. I'm gonna be running every test I can at 1440p today, because this sleeper build is sick. It looks good, it's gonna perform really well. I mean, we're already performing well, so pretty excited. I love how it looks, by the way. I know you guys, I just got it kind of like set up, but why do I have so many of the same gun? Yeah. All right, we need to run over here. But yeah, 1440p, we got 16 gigs of VRAM. Why not? And as you guys can see, so far our RAM's not holding us back. We're not using, even in Fortnite, which uses a lot of RAM, we're not using all of our RAM. We're looking good, guys. And the build, it's running cool. Hey, even though we have our liquid cooler inside of the build, and I know you're like, well, don't they all go in the build? No, you guys, if you saw, it is literally like inside of the build, not where it's supposed to be, because it would not fit in the back. So even though we ran it like that, which I've kind of always wanted to do, it's running great. I mean, these temps are really good. I didn't do any underclocking. Even my RAM is overclocked right now to 6,000 megahertz. So chat, we're looking golden right now. Dude, these guns are busted. Stark Industries. Okay, so this is Iron Man. Yeah, we're getting over 100 FPS. Obviously, run 1080p. You'll get 200 FPS. Run performance mode, pro settings. You're gonna get over 200 FPS. I wanted this to look good. I like to switch things up, you know, not always run pro settings. Not getting any major stutters, no drops. I mean, this is ideal, guys. But yeah, guys, this build looks so good. I just can't get over it. It looks better than I thought it was going to. I was really worried about not having a clear side panel. I'm a see-through side panel kind of guy. But I like the switch up. I like this whole sleeper thing, you know? The fact that this really does look like a pretty darn old case. And it's gonna do everything we need. Our temperatures are pretty much we're under 70s for both right now. We're using some watts too. I mean, look, our GPU is pulling close to about the max wattage it will. I mean, 171 watts on a 9060 XT, and our CPU, I think, can boost a little over 100 watts, give or take. We're only using 60 or 50% of it, so it's not gonna do that in Fortnite. Normally Fortnite's a CPU-bound game, but we're not running very high, we're not running pro settings. So we're running high settings, therefore it's gonna use more of the GPU. Superman, what do you think you're doing, son? Don't pull out a melee on me. Oh, we won. Haha, man, he was trying to be sneaky on me. 1440p, higher settings, awesome. Over 100 FPS, let's go on to another game. I could not think of a better AAA title to test on our sleeper build than Black Myth Wukong. This is a beautiful AAA title that we're currently running at 1440p. I was a little bit worried about this one, but 1440p, no frame cap, motion blur just set to weak. And right now we're running FSR, which is AMD's upscaling. It's not like fake frames necessarily, it's just basically taking the original image and then scaling it. It's set to 75% super res, so technically it's probably running closer to 1080p, but it's gonna look like 1440p. I think frame gen is on, just based on the FPS I'm getting. I don't know if someone wants to translate that. And we're currently running some ray tracing set to low, and we're on medium graphics. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here. Pretty good. Now to give you an idea, I play this game at home, and I currently am running a RTX 5080 with a Ryzen 9800X 3D. And I have trouble being able to get, more than about 100 FPS at like high settings, and I am running upscaling. This is a game that you almost need to run upscaling. It's honestly pointless, like, to try to, be like, oh, I need to play native on this game. It doesn't look much better at all, and you lose a lot of performance. Like, if I wanted to run native on this game, on my 5080 9800X 3D, I'd probably have to run like the lowest settings possible at 1440p. Oh, dude, I'm like finding all these things that I just apparently missed or something. I guess I was still actively doing this area. Yeah, guys, I mean, we're getting 130 plus FPS. In a game like this, like that is more than enough. You gotta remember, when you're running on console, you're barely running 60 FPS and you're not even running close to native. So I feel pretty good about these settings. This card just looking better and better. We're still not even utilizing our full 16 gigs of RAM. Obviously, if you're gonna get into like live streaming and stuff, it'll be nice to have it, but we're doing just fine for gaming, guys. Let's go and go to the next game. It is now time for Rocket League, another esports title, and we are currently actually running 1080p with basically the most max settings I can possibly do, and there goes the whiff. I don't know why I couldn't get 1440p on here. I'm sure there's a really easy explanation, easy way. I tried a couple things, it just was only giving me 1080p. I have it set to 360 FPS as like the cap. Oh my gosh, I'm not good at this game. But interestingly enough, we're just almost holding that 360, which is crazy. Yeah, once again, this combo, like the 9660 with the 9600X, is just god tier, and I just did that. I mean, for esports titles, AAA titles, it doesn't matter. Just the price to performance on these components are so good. This build, even being pretty fancy, with it being a sleeper, we spent a lot of extra money on, quote unquote aesthetic things. It just performs so good and it looks so good. Like, I am just so happy with this. Our temps are still looking great. Is that just in there? Yeah, all right. But yeah, so clearly we could run this at 1440p if I could figure out how. I run it at home just fine, but yeah, we probably could still get close to like the 300 FPS mark at similar settings. If we had unlimited frame cap, I'm sure we could be getting 400 or 500 FPS. One of the few games you can really do that in. Yeah, don't even think about putting that in my goal, buddy. Oh, he's here. Oh my god, he missed. Wait, did I fake him? I didn't really fake him, I don't think. I guess I kind of did. I don't know, I'll take it. You know what, though? This guy needs the dub, so I'm going to give him that forfeit so I can move on to the next game. All right, guys, we're playing that game that I hate, Counter-Strike 2. So currently we're playing some arms race on, I don't even know what map this is, but we're currently running, we're back to 1440p, and we're running high settings with no upscaling. So this is all natty, and looking pretty good. Getting about 170 to like 200 FPS. I can't complain with that. I know some of you guys are gonna want like, 240, maybe 360 hertz, depending on your monitor. You can obviously easily get that. We're running 1440p like high settings. Do some lower settings, do some upscaling. You can definitely easily get well past that point. We've seen how easy CS is to run on newer, medium range hardware like this. These dudes are, I mean, hey, this mode's at least a little bit better. I'm not getting like quite as dinked on. Yeah, I gotta say too, this game actually does look really good when you got some settings cranked up. It has some like ray tracing and stuff. You got some reflections. Like, not a bad looking game at all, especially like on the newer engine. It's a lot harder to run than it used to be, but it looks good, so at least it's for a good reason, I guess. Dude, do not put the COD gun in my hands. I go crazy with it. The haters don't want me with the, okay, they do want me with the AK because I don't know how to reset apparently. I need to start playing this mode. This is actually like a lot more enjoyable. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it, but CS, absolutely no problem for this PC. So now we're gonna basically just go through, do 3D Mark Time Spy, and then we're gonna wrap up this video and we're gonna take a good look at this PC. We just got done benchmarking our sleeper PC, and the total ended up actually coming out to right under $1,100. So we ran 3D Mark Time Spy along with a bunch of other games. The other games that we ran, we were able to run in 1440p. So the 9060 XT with the 16 gig version is actually a great 1440p entry-level card. You can even get away with live streaming on it as well because it has some really good encoding to it, has really good ray tracing, and the temps in this build were immaculate. I'm talking, we really never saw 70 degrees on the CPU or the GPU, which is really impressive for a case that is not exactly an airflow case. Now, the 3D Mark Time Spy score was 15,024, which is a 7 cents per point score, and that's actually really good. That's normally a score we'd see on a normal build here, so considering we had to pay extra for the case, the little drive bay up front, we had to do some modifications and even add some extra parts to the cost, it was not too bad at all. So I'm pretty hyped with this build. I love the case, I love the color. Let me know down below if you guys like these sleeper builds and if you want to see more of them because we would love to deliver. But anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Now, believe it or not, this fine build right here will be for sale at PCBros.tech, which is our PC selling business. We actually have another sleeper We have another sleeper for sale up front right now, and we've sold some other ones too. We have all kinds of unique builds. We'll even sell mineral oil PCs sometimes. So make sure you guys come in person today to buy a gaming PC, or go to our website down below, PCBros.tech, and use code TOASTYBROS at checkout to save 3%. See you guys later.